Now, these are devastating and truly horrific allegations.
A leaked bikini photo from the past, taken aboard a luxury superyacht, unexpectedly ignites the most explosive media war in the history of the British royal family, thrusting Meghan Markle into a life-or-death confrontation with two of the monarchy's most powerful figures, King Charles III and Sarah Ferguson. A shadowy and calculating relationship from years ago between Meghan and Prince Andrew is dragged into the spotlight, triggering a ruthless campaign of retaliation blame and the exposure of a merciless conspiracy involving all the key players. This media earthquake not only shakes the reputation of the palace to its core, enraging King Charles III over what he sees as defamatory attacks from his daughter-in-law, but also forces Sarah Ferguson to unleash a devastating counterstrike to protect her family by exposing private messages allegedly sent by Meghan in an attempt to gain entry into elite high society. The royal battle grows increasingly suffocating as jealousy, media manipulation, and the dirtiest secrets of the past are ripped wide open before the public. Can Meghan Markle turn the tide when faced with the king's final ultimatum, threatening a criminal police investigation and the removal of her royal title? Or will she collapse into complete silence under the weight of irrefutable evidence? A media storm once again erupts around the British royal family after an investigative documentary is unexpectedly released on an online streaming platform. Produced by a documentary filmmaker, the film presents a remarkably simple premise that nevertheless strikes directly at the public's curiosity. It explores the party culture of billionaires aboard luxury superyachts throughout the 2000s. To enhance the authenticity of the production, the director painstakingly licensed real-life party footage purchased from freelance drone operators and cameramen who had been working during that era. Lavish scenes of extravagant entertainment and the discreet private gatherings of the ultra-wealthy have always been a subject capable of attracting enormous audiences. However, what no one anticipated was that a stunning media explosion would erupt the very moment the documentary premiered publicly. As viewers followed the storyline, many immediately hit the pause button during a brief scene in which the camera accidentally swept across a section of the yacht's deck. Although the shot lasted only a fleeting moment, internet users and online investigators quickly recognized a detail that seemed impossible to ignore. It was Meghan Markle's unmistakable side profile dressed in a revealing bikini. In that aged piece of archival footage, she was engaged in an unusually intimate conversation while reaching out to accept a glass of champagne from one of the most powerful men present, Prince Andrew. The sensitive setting, combined with the appearance of these two prominent figures, instantly became the center of everyone's attention. Screenshots captured from that pivotal scene were immediately clipped and went viral across the internet at breathtaking speed. From major online forums to every social media platform, Meghan's side profile standing beside Prince Andrew aboard the luxurious yacht from years earlier flooded every corner of the digital world. The incident became the spark that ignited an intense wave of public outrage. Criticism and suspicion quickly shifted toward the palace itself. A fierce public backlash erupted as people openly condemned the British royal family, arguing that the institution may have known the truth all along, yet deliberately protected both Prince Andrew and Meghan Markle, for years concealing the darker corners of their past from the public eye. Will the British royal family continue to remain silent under mounting public pressure? Or will King Charles III make a decisive move to defend the reputation of the palace? As public outrage continued to escalate following the circulation of the superyacht photo, the atmosphere inside Buckingham Palace grew more tense than ever before. Facing immense pressure from public opinion and relentless criticism aimed directly at his reign, King Charles III moved swiftly to address the rapidly unfolding media crisis. Rather than remaining silent, as had been done on previous occasions, The king chose to speak openly, issuing an official statement that clearly defined the monarchy's position regarding controversies stemming from an individual's private past. King Charles III firmly declared before both the media and the public, "The British royal family has always upheld the highest ethical standards, and we state unequivocally that the monarchy has never tolerated conduct or behavior lacking transparency." At the same time, recognizing that the controversy was spiraling far beyond its original scope and threatening to damage the reputation of the royal family as a whole, the king personally appealed to the public. "We ask the online community to remain level-headed and immediately stop using stories and images from Meghan's past to drag the royal family into this matter without any legitimate basis. To eliminate any speculation or expectation that the palace would intervene to resolve the consequences facing the Duchess of Sussex, King Charles III also delivered a decisive and uncompromising declaration. The royal family will neither cover up nor offer explanations for anything that occurred in her personal life before she became a member of this family. Those matters are entirely her personal responsibility and bear no connection to the present-day monarchy." The king's unequivocal statement drew a clear line separating the reputation of the royal family from Meghan Markle's private controversies. However, this decisive move by King Charles III unintentionally triggered another dramatic response from a longtime royal figure. Upon seeing the king officially address the issue and realizing that her former husband, Prince Andrew, had once again been dragged into yet another scandal involving a super yacht, Sarah Ferguson, better known to the public as Fergie, could no longer remain on the sidelines. As Andrew's former wife, she understood that any destruction of his reputation would directly affect the future and interests of their daughters. Moreover, at this point in time, Sarah Ferguson had been doing everything possible to win King Charles III's favor. She hoped that by demonstrating loyalty and publicly standing with the king throughout this crisis, she could secure additional benefits for herself while preserving the royal privileges that she and her daughters continued to enjoy. Driven by those personal calculations, Fergie decided to step into the spotlight herself and join the media battle with a statement that proved every bit as explosive. Speaking unexpectedly to the press, Sarah Ferguson openly revealed what she claimed was the truth about the newly leaked photograph. "I wasn't surprised at all when I saw those images from the super yacht made public. I can confirm that I personally saw those photographs of Meghan Markle and Andrew years ago with my own eyes." Fergie's confirmation immediately reinforced the apparent authenticity of the documentary footage, making it increasingly difficult for the public to dismiss it. Yet Fergie's real offensive came in what she said next, as she deliberately exposed what she described as the true nature of the past relationship between Meghan and her former husband, in an effort to shield Andrew from the growing public backlash. She declared emphatically before the media, "The public needs to understand the true nature of what happened. In that relationship, Meghan was always the one who took the initiative approaching Andrew, first pursuing him, and doing everything she could to charm him, not the other way around." To lend even greater weight to her words and suggest that she possessed secrets known to no one else, Sarah Ferguson added with deliberate implication, "This is highly confidential information, a secret that until now only I personally knew. Neither the royal family nor any other members had ever heard about or been aware of this before." Fergie's declaration officially redirected both responsibility and public criticism back toward Meghan Markle, transforming what had begun as suspicions of a royal cover-up into a bitter public exposure of Meghan's private past. Faced with Sarah Ferguson's public accusations and deeply damaging revelations, what will Meghan Markle do to fight back against these allegations from someone who claims to have witnessed the events firsthand? Faced with Sarah Ferguson's public accusations and direct attacks, Meghan Markle refused to remain silent and simply wait for the storm to pass. Realizing that her reputation was under severe threat and that she was on the verge of being completely abandoned by public opinion, The Duchess of Sussex responded immediately with an exceptionally forceful counterattack. She deliberately stepped before the media to deliver a series of uncompromising statements aimed at rejecting every damaging allegation Fergie had just made, while simultaneously attempting to reverse the narrative and portray herself as the victim of a much larger conspiracy. Meghan Markle declared bluntly before the press in defense of herself, "I completely reject the baseless and malicious accusations that have been directed at me over the past few days. The truth is that I am being targeted by members of the royal family who are deliberately spreading vicious rumors to destroy both my reputation and my life." By insisting that she was the target of an organized smear campaign orchestrated from within the palace, Meghan sought to rally sympathy from her supporters while undermining the credibility of Sarah Ferguson's revelations. However, Meghan did not stop at simply denying the allegations. Instead, she chose to launch a ruthless counteroffensive by reopening long-buried controversies dating back to the moment she entered the royal family. In an effort to divert public attention away from the superyacht photograph and Fergie's accusations, Meghan deliberately revived old grievances and released sensational claims about the way she had allegedly been treated by senior royals during her years as a member of the monarchy in Britain. The first target she chose was none other than the man at the head of the institution itself. Meghan Markle publicly alleged and emphasized the bitterness of her relationship with her father-in-law. "The public deserves to know the truth about what I went through. From the very beginning, when I first joined the royal family, King Charles was the one who consistently discriminated against me. He never treated me fairly or gave me even the most basic respect as an official member of the family. Instead, he always looked at me with prejudice and distance." This direct accusation struck squarely at the head of the monarchy, planting serious doubts in the minds of the public about what truly lay behind the palace's carefully maintained image. After directing her attack toward King Charles III, Meghan immediately shifted the spotlight onto the woman who had publicly accused her, Sarah Ferguson. Determined to undermine Fergie's credibility and portray her testimony as nothing more than a personal vendetta, Meghan did not hesitate to expose what she described as the true nature of their relationship in the past. She incorporated a well-known fact into her narrative, but presented it through an entirely new lens, colored by resentment and hostility. Meghan accused Prince Andrew's former wife in particularly bitter terms. As for Sarah Ferguson, everyone knows that she was the very first person to teach me the most basic royal protocols. For example, showing me how to perform a proper deep curtsy before Queen Elizabeth II when I had only just entered the royal family. But all of that help was nothing more than a carefully crafted facade. She then went even further, claiming to expose the real motive behind Fergie's actions with a deliberately provocative assertion. The reality is that throughout all those years, and even to this very day, Sarah Ferguson has always been jealous of me. She has been jealous of the attention, the influence, and the position that I achieved. Blinded by that jealousy, she has now joined forces with others to fabricate these baseless rumors in an attempt to destroy my reputation before the public. Every story about the super yacht or the claim that I pursued Andrew is nothing more than the product of envy and a coordinated effort to bring me down. Meghan Markle's furious and deeply personal counterattack officially transformed what had begun as a scandal over leaked photographs into an all-out media war. By dragging both King Charles III and her complicated relationship with Sarah Ferguson into the conflict, Meghan created a direct confrontation in which she showed no hesitation in exposing and humiliating those she believed had attacked her, pushing tensions between herself and members of the royal family to an even more dangerous level. Faced with Meghan Markle's venomous counter-accusations directed at both herself and King Charles III, what will Sarah Ferguson do to silence these justifications and defend her own reputation? The media showdown between the two sides quickly reached its boiling point as Meghan Markle's counterattacks struck directly at the pride of those involved. refusing to give Meghan any opportunity to portray herself as the victim or steer public opinion in her favor. Sarah Ferguson decided to unleash a devastating blow designed to completely destroy every justification the Duchess of Sussex had offered. This time, it was no longer a war of words or unsubstantiated accusations. Instead, Fergie chose to reveal a shocking truth directly tied to both her own life and Prince Andrew. Appearing before the public with unwavering determination, Sarah Ferguson bluntly disclosed a deeply personal secret that she claimed to have buried for many years. Meghan Markle says that I'm jealous of her and that I've fabricated these stories to smear her. Then look at this truth. Around 2014, Andrew and I were actually getting along remarkably well. Our relationship had improved to the point where we were seriously considering remarrying and officially getting back together. But every plan we had to rebuild our family was completely destroyed. She continued in a voice filled with anger, identifying Meghan as the central cause of that collapse. It was Meghan who inserted herself between us. She used every tactic she could to charm Andrew, and because of that, our relationship fell apart immediately and could never be repaired. She was the one who destroyed my family's happiness at that time. To prove that her statements were entirely truthful and leave Meghan with no opportunity to deny them, Sarah Ferguson released what she described as her strongest evidence yet. It consisted of a series of private text messages from 2014, extracted directly from Prince Andrew's communication history. Fergie publicly declared, "I'm not making empty accusations or inventing stories. This is the complete body of authentic evidence." The contents of those private messages, revealed before the media, painted a stark and unsettling picture. According to the messages, Meghan repeatedly initiated contact, persistently sending flirtatious texts and openly attempting to seduce Prince Andrew in an unmistakably deliberate manner. Line after line appeared to expose what Fergie described as Meghan's ultimate objective, at the time relentlessly pursuing Andrew in search of every possible opportunity and every influential connection that could open the door to elite society and provide her with access to the British royal family at any cost. The emergence of this collection of evidence dealt a devastating blow to Meghan's claim that she was being victimized, leaving the public stunned by what it believed to be the truth about her past. While public opinion was still reeling from Fergie's revelations, tensions inside the palace were rising just as dramatically. King Charles III was reportedly furious over what he viewed as his daughter-in-law's baseless conduct and public statements. The king found it impossible to accept that Meghan not only had a controversial and calculating past now laid bare before the public, but had also turned around and publicly attacked and defamed him through the media. Her accusations that he had discriminated against her and deliberately sought to harm her struck directly at the dignity of the man who stood at the head of the monarchy. No longer willing to tolerate or overlook what he regarded as such reckless behavior for even another moment, King Charles III immediately issued an extraordinarily forceful ultimatum to Meghan Markle. His warning was delivered directly, decisively, and with all the authority of the reigning monarch. King Charles III declared bluntly, "I am issuing my final and strongest warning to Meghan Markle. If you continue to engage in any conduct that defames or insults the honor of the royal family, or any member of this family, I will immediately order that the entire case file, together with all related evidence, be transferred to the British police for a full criminal investigation in accordance with the law." But the king did not stop there. Determined to eliminate what he saw as Meghan's last remaining media weapon, he announced the monarchy's ultimate punishment. At the same time, the royal family will immediately begin all necessary legal procedures to strip you completely of your royal title as soon as possible. There will be no mercy and no exceptions if you continue attempting to exploit legal loopholes while defaming us. King Charles III's ultimatum hung over Meghan like a suspended sentence, leaving her backed into a corner by the palace's unprecedented display of resolve. Faced with King Charles III's life-altering ultimatum and Sarah Ferguson's seemingly irrefutable text message evidence, how will Meghan Markle respond now that every avenue of retreat appears to have been cut off? Confronted with the king's unwavering resolve, the uncompromising ultimatum delivered directly from the palace, and the seemingly irrefutable private text messages that Sarah Ferguson had revealed before the public, Meghan Markle's entire media defense collapsed. There was no longer any room left for justification, no opportunity to reverse the narrative or portray herself as the victim of a conspiracy as she had done before. The Duchess of Sussex officially found herself trapped with every possible path of retreat ruthlessly cut off. Realizing that she was now facing the prospect of a criminal investigation by British police, along with the possibility of being stripped entirely of her royal title in the near future, Meghan Markle was completely overwhelmed. The confidence, pride, and razor-sharp rebuttals she had displayed only days earlier vanished entirely, replaced instead by profound anxiety and overwhelming panic. Isolated and forced to confront the harsh reality that she had crossed what she believed to be the king's ultimate red line, and that no powerful figure remained to protect her, Meghan could do nothing but break down in tears. Those belated tears reflected bitterness and fear in the face of the monarchy's supreme authority and the public's growing rejection after the calculated ambitions she was alleged to have pursued in 2014 were brought into the open. King Charles III's uncompromising warning accomplished exactly what it was intended to achieve. The threat of legal action, combined with the ultimatum to strip her of her royal title, struck directly at the very thing Meghan had fought hardest to preserve. She was left with the understanding that any further public statement or additional accusation against the royal family could push her into serious legal jeopardy. As a result, the king's warning brought about Meghan's complete silence across every media platform. She withdrew entirely from the public dispute, issued no further press statements, and made no additional attempts to defend herself or fight back on social media. Meghan's absolute silence became the clearest possible indication of her surrender to the immense pressure coming from the palace and to the weight of the private messages that had been brought into public view. The silence of the central figure, combined with King Charles III's unwavering refusal to shield or defend her, rapidly transformed the media landscape. With the public exchanges coming to an end and no further dramatic accusations or counter-accusations fueling public attention, the scandal gradually lost the momentum that had kept it burning. The initial wave of outrage and intense curiosity slowly faded, as many people concluded that the identity of the party who had allegedly initiated the events had been established through what they regarded as compelling evidence. As time passed, the deafening rumors, fierce public debates, and sensational speculation surrounding Meghan's alleged relationship with Prince Andrew aboard the luxury superyacht gradually subsided. The leaked documentary footage and the controversial bikini photograph that had once dominated headlines across the internet eventually became just another chapter in a long series of personal controversies, bringing to a close an intense confrontation between members of the royal family, a confrontation in which the narrative ultimately portrayed the king's authority and Sarah Ferguson's revelations as the decisive victors. How do you feel about Sarah Ferguson's uncompromising decision to expose these alleged secrets, as well as King Charles III's stern ultimatum in this storyline? In your opinion, what lesson or meaning does this sensational scandal convey about the price people may ultimately pay for the choices and ambitions of their past? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You'll enjoy it.